Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. This is just going to be a quick project share to show some ATCs that I created today. And actually last night I created 3 out of this group here. So I will just go through these real fast and show what I have. These are all kits that I have I purchased online from youratcstore.com. They include plenty of papers and little embellishments and decorations and stuff that you can actually make at least 1 card for sure, sometimes 2 or 3. As you can see here, I made 3 cards out of what they included, plus I added a few of my own items. And this is what I have left. They always include a clear plastic sleeve for your ATC to go in. This is half of a piece of sort of a felt cut out piece of like a decorated material, and here is a little piece of a pipe cleaner that's left over. And this is a kit from 2016, and the kits are very inexpensive. They're usually around $1, $1.25 for a kit. Sometimes they might be a little bit more than that, but they average around $1.25, $1.50. So they're really very, very affordable. And like I said, you get so much stuff in here. Here is one of the cards. It's not the first one that I made out of the 3, but I just took some, this long piece of green was in the kit. I just left it the way it was and put it up and down the card. And then this is a piece that was cut off from another piece of the paper they had in the kit. They usually have G45 papers in here. That's graphic 45 if you're not sure what that was. But these are the different images that came in here. There were actually 2 of these sort of postage stamp looking images. There's where I cut that decorative felt piece in half. These are from my own stash, these little gems. This sentiment was in the kit, so I just placed it across the top there. And I thought that turned out really, really cute. I haven't done anything to the back. I did cut out my own black cardstock for the bases. It just makes it a little bit thicker, more sturdy. This little charm was in the kit. So I, let me see here, if it will focus. It just says joy on it. Put a little snippet of the pipe cleaner through there and just attached it in the top corner. This I did layer on green and then cream colored cardstock. Put a piece of scrap paper across the bottom, and there's that piece up and down and a few little gems. So I thought that one turned out adorable. And then here is the last one. This image was in there. I just cut it down, angled the corners, matted it on some red and then some green and then some cream. And this paper here, I just trimmed to fit the front of the ATC. Here's a scrap of green going down the side. It doesn't show up that well on the camera anyways, as you can see it better in person. This was a piece of ribbon that had the Merry Christmas on there, so I just kind of fishtailed it, and when I stuck it down with the tape, it kind of got a little bit distorted, but it doesn't look too bad. And then I put a few bling up there in the corner, and these flowers I absolutely love. They are from Hobby Lobby, and it's just like little burlap flowers, and I'm hoping they have them again this next year because I am getting low and I love using those. So there are 3 Christmas ATCs that I was able to make out of 1 kit. So that is that one. The next kit that I played with is from September 2014. It was a Wizard of Oz, and I actually made 2 out of this one. This is the leftovers. I have just some bits and pieces of like the paper that I tore. I think that's all I have is paper. I used the rest of the things that came in the kit. Here's the first one. Had these gorgeous images with the red slippers and then them walking down the yellow brick road. This piece of glitter paper, I just laid it down the side. This background paper, I just tore along the edge. I did use my own red for the base and then to mat these 2 images. These 4 green, these little gemstones, they came in the kit. So I just put them up on each corner Left it simple that way. Thought that turned out really, really cute. And then the next one also had 2 images. And then this is a piece of like book paper from a Wizard of Oz book, and I just tore it and inked the edges. And then this is another piece of paper that was in the kit. And then this is from my own stash. I had a Wizard of Oz washi that I had found at Hobby Lobby a long time ago. This was sometime last year. Has this one that's a lot thicker and has all the characters in it. And then this says there's no place like home. If I can get it to focus. And there. It says there's no place like home, and it's just sort of rainbow colored. It's really cool. So I used the thicker on the back because I love the look of that. And unfortunately, I couldn't get all of the characters on there because it was too short, but I have a lot of them. And then on the front, I just used that there's no place like home across the top. Thought it went real well with the collars in this this ATC. There's the 4 main characters there and the title, and there was a scarecrow, really adorable, scarecrow charm. It did have a loop on the top of it, but I just cut that off with my wire cutters so that it doesn't have that at the top. Because sometimes they'll include some like baker's twine, or like the other kit had the pipe cleaner, some kind of yarn or string or something to loop through your charms, but this one did not have anything like that, so I just decided to cut that off. So there are those 2 that I made. Another kit here is from March 2013, and it was a Marie Antoinette kit. I have quite a bit of stuff left on for this kit that I did not use. There's another image, well, sort of a background, and it has this little mask charm. There's a string of pearls, a couple flowers. There's a bunch of tiny little seed beads. I may make this into a shaker. I may play with that, try to make a shaker. And there are a couple pieces of decorative paper that I did not use either. This is what I made. This beautiful image was in there. I just fussy cut that out, and those flowers, I fussy cut that out. These 3 flowers were in the kit, and I just layered them all together. I did take that out of my own stash. It's a minty green brad. Everything else came in the kit. These 3 clear gems, and then this strand, this little pearl drop strand, was in the kit. So I just put that together like this. I think it turned out really super cute and love it. And the colors are also beautiful in this kit. The next one is a kit from June 2011. Let me pull that out. I think I just got 1 out of this kit made. There's quite a bit of stuff left over. I could easily make another one. There's a little piece of like a pattern. There's some scraps of the paper that I didn't use. There's a piece of lace trim, and it's a pretty good sized piece. It's about that wide and about that tall. I did use all of the little bling or charms or whatever they included. And then this piece of gorgeous paper here. So I used just some white cardstock from my stash. And it came with this little pin. So I just put the sewing scissors through there and tied a little piece of the trim that they included at the top. And then this is just attached by a glue dot. And I took, it keeps getting caught behind the image. I layered, there's 1 piece of pattern paper on the bottom, and it kind of got covered up, but it has like a little, almost looks like a pattern underneath there. I took 1 of the pieces of decorative paper and tore it into sections, and I put a piece at the top and the bottom. And then this is a piece of that pattern. I just sort of folded it into a fan and just tucked it behind. This is like a pattern, a McCall's, not wanting to focus here. It's like a McCall's pattern, so I just tucked that underneath this image of the lady at the sewing machine. Very vintage and cute. Love all the collars. Attach this little button here, and then that says "So Fun" up there. I thought that turned out really, really adorable. So there is that ATC. And This next kit was actually a free kit. And let me show the card that came with it. It says the information. It says, let us be your artist trading card store. Free kit with every order. And so this is one of the free kits that I have, because I've ordered about 3 or 4 times from the store. This is what I have left over. Just a tiny little piece of a pink trim, like a little string, and some of the pattern paper. And this is just a solid piece of white cardstock, because I was going to make another ATC, I think, and I didn't make it, so I just put that in there. So here's the first one that I made. Just took all the little thin strips that they had. These already came that way. It came with about 5 or 6 of these little thin strips of paper. So I just put the long one up and down, and then 2 of the shorter pieces across that way. I put that on some foam. And then this is a whole bunch of like copper looking string, and I just glued it behind this Enjoy Nature. And then here's a feather from the kit. And this paper itself has like a feather design on it with some gold foiling. And then these 2 little feather charms I just tied around with the string. And this is out of my own stash, this white brad. And I'll need to cover that up on the back there. But that is the first ATC. And then the next one, I just layered a bunch. These were just like stamps on a piece of paper. I just fussy cut them out. This long one I glued straight down, and this one is on some foam, on some dimensionals. And then I took a butterfly from my own stash, and that's from the Tim Holtz word like sticker book. And then these are from my own stash as well. They're very shiny and sparkly. I love those. I thought that was really gorgeous with all the pinks and the white and the black. Love that color combination. And then this was in the kit. I just cut it in half. It was like twice as wide or twice as tall, and so I just cut it down and put that piece through the middle. And then I backed. This was an image that I cut directly in half to make 2 pieces that were about 2 inches wide by maybe 2 1/8 inches wide by, I think, about 3 inches tall, 3 1/4. And then I just backed it on some black cardstock to help it stand out. I think that turned out really, really pretty. So there is that kit that I made. The next one is the last one that I've got to share, and I've only got 1 ATC out of this kit. It was an Alice in Wonderland kit, and I do have a little bit of stuff, and I'm dropping it. Okay, this is what I have left in this kit. There's a few images and some scraps of paper, and this is a piece of book paper and a larger pattern paper in here that I can use for another ATC sometime. But here is what I made. I used this little flower here, actually came from this container. I don't remember where I got it from, but it has all these gorgeous flowers with the gemstones in the middle. Love all the collars. There's 5 of each collar, and I've used all of the turquoise, and there's 1 green left, and I've used 1 of the clear and a couple of the red and blue. So those are really fun to play with. And so I just added 1 right to that side. Cut her out, fussy cut around Alice. And then there's the sentiment. And these 2 pieces of trim I actually just taped on the back. And I'll have to cover up the back with some paper. And then this was cut in half already. It was just half an image in the kit. And I just glued the little rabbit. And I did not cut the loop off of his ear because it would have made it look really, it would have been shaped really weird if I had done that. So I just left it the way it was. And then the queen, I backed her on some blue that was in the kit. And the rest of that blue is in here to be used. So I thought that turned out really super adorable, because those are like the main characters in the story. There's Alice and the rabbit and the queen. So I love the way that turned out. I think it's super adorable. So that is what I was working on today. I think I have about 10 ATCs there. And here they all are again. So I've been having fun in my craft room today, just making ATCs. So I just thought I would show what I've been creating. Hope everyone's had a great weekend. Today is Sunday. Happy Father's Day to everyone out there. And I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.